Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the ABJ Podcast. I am your host, Anthony Blackwell Jr. We are back for episode 23. We're kicking off the month of February with a star-studded lineup of people I'm very excited to talk to. We're sneaking some non-wrestling interviews in there, which is pretty fun. I'm kind of building that niche that I'm interviewing the independent wrestling scene, which I'm all about it. But I also want to spread my wings and put some other people in there as well and give them opportunities. 2 o'clock on a Thursday is something new, so this is a brand new time slot. I'm not expecting people to rush into this and jump in. So I think a lot of you are going to be probably watching this back later, and if you are, that's great. Comment section still open. Please, comments and stuff mean the world, and they help out more than you know. Also, if you're listening to this on the audio platforms, leave a review. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Make sure you leave a 5-star review. It goes a long way. And if you are watching this on Facebook or Twitch or Twitter or anyone, head over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. We are on the quest for 1,000 subscribers. We're at 513 right now. So all of that really, really helps. Also in the links below are everything to support my guest, as well as two injured wrestlers that are on the scene right now, Adina STEELE and Philly Mike Swanson. Also, merchandise. If you want to grab ABJ merchandise, that is below. You can get some cool stuff. New logo just dropped today. It's the Keystone logo. Oh, not today, but a couple of days ago. It's the Keystone logo, and it's been going over pretty well. A lot of cool things. Just had an artist make me 2 logos, wrestling inspired logos that we'll be using soon. Also, below will be links to find me if you want to come support at wrestling shows. There is a whole bunch of stuff down below. You can buy tickets and come out and support. The next one will be next weekend. It will be a benefit show, Night of Steel, a benefit show for Adina STEELE and Philly Mike Swanson, February 11th at the Falcons Nest in Mayfield, Pennsylvania. So come on out. I'll be on commentary with my buddy Brian, so you can come on out and support and come hang out and see some great independent wrestling. So without further ado, I'm trying to put all my stuff back to normal because doing this and producing on your own is a blasty blast. But without further ado, let me bring in my guest, good friend of the podcast, so supportive, as well as a best friend of mine. He has Converse Kid written down. That's his pseudonym, but I'm calling him Billy Trey. So let's bring him in.
Yo,
What's going on, man?
What's poppin'?
I'm so sorry, man. If I'm not 100% on this one, my neck, I feel like I'm paralyzed right now. It's awful.
Dude, it's all good. I just want to make sure you're okay. I don't want you to be like
a handful of
like halfway
ibuprofen.
through this interview, you're just like, you got this.
Yeah, if I just lock up like Andy Kaufman, that's exactly why.
Oh
Yeah. So if I go down, that's what's happening. No need to panic. It's just trying to figure things out in my life, you know. But yeah, man. So people who may or may not know, you are the lifeblood when it comes to the sounds and music of the podcast. If you're tuning in and listening, you make the music for the intro to this podcast you're listening to right now, as well as the podcast music that you're going to be hearing soon for Tornado Tag. You made that one. You made the one for the beer one that we're going to hear coming up very, very soon.
Yeah.
I have some content coming for that, hopefully sooner than later. Maybe after income tax season, I will have the last kind of push I need to get the GoPros I want. So that'd be really, really dope. So also, if you want to support that fund, links below, Patreon, as well as merchandise. But yeah, so that music, we're doing a horror movie and themed style content. You're whipping up music for that, as well as there's like a pop culture thing we're doing. It's gonna be like just pop culture reviews where me and you will talk about a little bit here, are gonna be collaborating. You're gonna see us more on screen more often as well. But yeah, so you come from a very musical background family. Your family is probably the OGs of the School County music scene. You've been on the podcast on my older stuff many a times. I believe your first beer experience was on camera with me.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was like
so you've been around the block a lot. So if people are new to the ABJ scene, you're probably new to this relationship because a lot of people who support are not people from around here, which is beautiful. But like I said, been doing this a minute, but let's the reason we're here talking today is you just got off tour with the band Handguns.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. How did you land the gig first time? Because you've been with them for a little bit now, on and off.
Yeah.
How did you land the spot with Handguns? And let's talk about Handguns and who they are.
So Handguns is pretty much like founded by Jake Langley, Marco Fleury. I hope I said his name right. If not, I'm gonna feel bad. And Nathan, I think Nathan Bob. I don't know if Nate Bob was one of the original co-founders. There's like so many iterations of this band. It's crazy. And that's why like every show we've ever played, I'm pretty sure Jake was like, just so you guys know, Handguns is not like a band. It's like a community, basically. It's like a football team. Like he's like, you'll never see us on tour with the same members twice, almost. I think as of right now, I'm not the most consistent member, but like I guess touring member wise, because Jake, you've been here the most like prominently, like on this last tour. He's like, you've been here the most prominently, but yeah, how I got it was my uncle. I don't even know how Eddie toured with them. Like I don't even know how
Eddie's just a music slut. He's everywhere.
Ended up touring with them for
like a music slut. He's all over the place.
But yeah, so he goes on tour with them in like early 2019. Oh yo, I was just listening to his episode literally like an hour ago.
I love Donnie.
What's poppin', man? That's so cool.
Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie was on tour with them early 2019, I think, or earlier in 2019, because then I like hopped on towards like December, October.
Didn't he bring you on stage because you were a fan of them?
Yeah. He was like a week before the one show, he's like, hey, you should learn, Porchlight, right? And I was like, yeah, I know it. And he's like, okay, cool, you're gonna play that with us. Or you might play that with us. And then Jake was like, I've always wanted to do the Green Day thing where I just like drag people up on stage and be like, this is like an unknown fan. So you don't know us. Like, don't like, you don't know Eddie. You don't know any of us. So that was like a bit.
But you know the song. You mastered the song.
Yeah. Basically, like
it happens all the time. Dude, Steel Panther brings a kid on stage who somehow knows their entire thing and plays it perfectly, and then you find out the kid has a YouTube channel and he's been playing drums.
He's like, yeah, he's been playing his whole life. He's like been playing the same song for forever.
Yeah, he's 7. Yeah,
dude, it's crazy because like I was probably listening to Handguns when I was like 14, 13, like really young. Yeah, like they'd just put out one of their first records with like the label, I think. 2012, 2013, somewhere around there. Had to be. So I was pretty young and I just like fell in love with this album and then listened to it like every day. I don't think we've ever played my favorite song. It's called Long October because it's like about Long December and it's like a whole thing. But yeah, that's one of my favorite songs by them, and they're just like, really chill dudes, really really cool dudes.
They're based out of Harrisburg, correct? Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
They're just everywhere. There's no like basis because they all just live all over the place. Like their original singer, I don't even know if he was from PA or lived near PA. I don't even know.
They lived in a van down by the river.
Yeah, basically. But so after that show where I played the song with them, they went on tour again, and I guess they called Eddie, and he was like, "Oh, I can't do it." Like I guess he was doing Crowbot things at the time.
Yeah,
and
I believe so.
And Jake was like, well, fuck yeah, I'll just message your nephew, basically. And then, like, I got this text, and he's like, hey, it's Jake. You want to do this tour? What's up? He's like, you know these songs? And I pretty much just said yes almost immediately, not thinking about, like, what I had done, agreeing to go on tour. And then,
this was the first time you've ever packed up a bag and went on a tour, right?
Yeah, this is my first time playing in public almost.
Yeah,
you did in public.
I think the first time you ever played in public was like every now and then Eddie would bring you on stage and you do like a song at Goodfellas. I think the first time you ever played on stage was Goodfellas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then you did a coffee shop thing, and then you played at Strikers. Like
you
were kind of like you were dipping your toes in the water, and then you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go full blow tour.
Yeah, well, the thing that's so funny is those were my first performances where like Eddie would bring me up for a song and my mom would bring me up for a song.
Yeah, adrenaline, yeah.
And like it was so weird because the one day my mom was like, "Hey, do you want to like open for us?" And I was like, "I guess so." So I had to build a set, and I never had a set. I just like played like a song, like 2 songs. Even my pop had brought me up on stage like while they were like playing, and then they do like their intermittent break, and he's like, "You want to play like 3 songs while we like take a break?" So I play like 3 songs, and like I think at that time I was playing like Ocean Man, like Ween, like just the most ridiculous stuff. But people would be like, "Why? Like this is cool, but like, why are you playing this music?" And I'm like, "I don't know. This is the music I want to hear live." Like, I'm not like catering to anybody at that time. I even now, like, I'm not catering to the scene or the area. Like, I play what I want to play, and if people think it's cool, that's cool. I haven't had any complaints yet. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah. So my mom's like, "You want to do this 40-minute set or whatever?" And I was like, "I could try." And then in that same night, Tim Mengel messages me, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to play at Prest?" And it just happens to be the same exact day. So I messaged Chris Bowers from Light of the Moon, and I'm like, "I need you, bro. Like, can you please help me? I can't play guitar and sing at the same time, like the songs that I'm doing right now. Like, I didn't think this through." And he's like, "I got you, bro."
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about our local music scene, man. Is everyone's got each other's back and everyone's got each other's support. And if you're gonna jump into a world like this, everyone's kind of like gonna encourage you and put you in the right positions to do it.
hmm Especially here, I feel like I wasn't super like stoked at first. I was pretty terrified to like
Yeah,
start
absolutely.
start playing live
You're
and
fucked up.
like yeah, it's a well, it's like a really weird experience when everyone you know plays an instrument of some sort or is like talented, and then like I feel like that's a lot to live up to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so like separating yourself from the people around you is like a thing because it's like you're
Do you
your
think
own
it's a little
person.
easier because your last name is Trey and not Collins?
Oh no, no way,
No.
no, because people will still say, "Oh, you're the Collins kid." Like,
Yeah,
you're Phil
absolutely.
Collins, and it's, like, really weird. It's I get it because they associate me, but no one ever calls me, like, Billy Collins, which would be really weird, but, like, yeah. It's like, "Oh, yeah, you're the other
You can
Collins."
kinda, like, hide a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Not even, though. Not even, because, like, you would think that dude, so alright, hold on, like, we play those 2 shows, and then, like, Jake calls me and I go out on that first tour. And even on that first tour, we played a show in North Carolina, um, with like there's a band. Assuming We Survive, We Were Sharks. We Were Sharks ended up blowing up, and they're on Pure Noise Records. Assuming We Survive is a big band, and their lead singer is the lead singer of Zebrahead, which was a big band in like the early 2000s or whatever. So that was pretty crazy.
We did
But at
karaoke with the drummer of
Yeah,
Bloodhound
and we
Gang.
just did that is insane. Can't believe that.
Well,
But,
actually, I just stole the microphone, did karaoke all night
what
long.
is it like, are you did we fact check that? Was that true?
No, not at all. I was so drunk and high, I did not even pay attention. He just told me and I believed him.
Oh my god. That's
Best night
mad
ever.
funny. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. The way that he was acting, I could see it.
And then I had
Um,
him play a song.
mad funny.
We'll get into that. We'll circle back. So if someone's listening, please remind us and make sure we tell that story.
Make sure we tell that story.
Just write New Year's at some point in
Just
there.
put yeah,
The
just put
New
New
Year's story,
Year's.
yeah.
So
I think I just
ye
rubbed, like, CBD Bengay
dust
in my
or
eye.
something
Pretty
in your
excited
eye.
about
Oh
that.
my god.
Yeah, I'm falling apart over here. Go ahead.
Well, we're playing the show in North Carolina, and just some random dude's like, "Yeah, Billy Trey." And I'm like, how do you know me? Like, I think people just find my Instagram either via Handguns or just like whatever other pop punk artist. Because like since I do the streaming thing and like Discord, my friends like play in bands that are bigger than I could ever imagine. Like, and like I say friends very loosely. It's like acquaintances, like where
Yeah.
like there's this band Free Throw. Corey, the lead singer, I played him in NHL a couple times and like beat him like several times on his live stream. But like that was like, so that was our relationship. And I made an acoustic song and sent it to him. And it's literally just me like playing the guitar, being like, Corey, you suck at NHL. Like, I'm way better than you. Like, it's a good thing you have a band. Yeah, it's like, it's a good thing you have a band because you'll never be like a professional gamer or something like that. Like, just like shit talking. So that's my relationship with other people, is just mad trash talking better musicians. Because I'm better at gaming.
Did we ever finish our game of NHL? I think we tried to start one 3 times, and every time something happened.
Yeah, I don't think we ever did. We played each other in NHL?
Yeah, we were supposed to play each other in Tyler's garage, and we started, and then like a controller messed up, so we had to stop. And then we were gonna play on the projector on Tyler's house, and it started raining.
Yeah, we played like literally the first
period
every time. Yeah.
Yeah.
We never finished.
Never finished. We never finished a game of NHL.
Yeah, well, I guess you'll never know what it's like to lose then.
Bro, it was tied the whole time. Like there was never a clear runaway.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just can't score a goal
going down.
So going down. So like we played on the same screen. I have like when you play online, it kind of it adjusts you to so you're always facing
up.
Yeah, and I can't score going down. So I think every time we played 2, I had to start going down. And I couldn't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's a different mechanic because you're doing everything backwards almost.
Yeah, I can barely do it regular.
I can barely play the game.
I can just play. I'm decent at defense in NHL. I just can't score.
Yeah, you're like, I'm good at getting in the way.
Yeah.
Of this object.
I'll slide my stick in. I'll put my body out there. I can play defense and not score. Like I shoot from outside every time.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe that's on Game Pass. We can maybe we can make.
Oh yeah, I have to get Game Pass again, but I just like.
I think Game Pass has the EA access, so that'll all be in there.
Yeah, it has EA access, so it has like Skate 3 and all that stuff. Remember when we tried to play Skate 3 too, and like servers were down? It was really.
I think the
weird.
new Skate's coming out this year, right?
I don't know if it's this year, but they have been teasing it, so that would be nice.
It's gonna be free to play too.
Oh my god.
We're gonna skateboard so hard.
We're gonna skateboard.
All right, that's gonna happen a lot in this podcast. We're gonna take really weird side angle, like ADD angles here. Yeah. So do your first tour. You're all over the place. You come back. What is your like? I remember too. Like we hung out a lot before you went on tour, and then you came back, and I was like, Billy, you're completely out of your shell now. Like you were completely broken. Like not broken in a bad way, but like. You needed that. It was like a rebirth for you, like personality wise. Like you weren't in School County, you weren't in your room. You kind of because that was kind of your deal. You wouldn't really leave your house. You wouldn't really go out much. You were starting to do something.
No, very much just when I needed to work, left pretty much.
Yeah, and then you went on tour and then came back and you're like, let's all go out all the time and do stuff. And
yeah,
we're like, Billy's out. This is Billy.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It was really weird. I was super unprepared.
You were the kid that we were sneaking into venues when you were not 21 years old.
Not even sneaking. Not even sneaking. They're just like, oh, you know all these people. Clearly, they're not gonna let you drink.
Yeah.
And that never happened. I never really drank underage that I can remember.
No,
I wasn't.
I honestly think one of the first times you got drunk was you were of age and you were on Bangin' Beers podcast.
Yeah, that was awesome.
You dumped ice water on Andy Hare's crotch.
Yeah, not even dumped. I just punched the shit. I just punched the shit out of it.
I think you said, I'm Aquaman, bitch, and you punched the glass.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare. For the longest time, every time we got drunk, we were going to say we're getting Billy Trade.
Yeah. And the funniest thing was, like, I didn't even drink, like, anything, right?
No, you were like I was like... But we also gave you pretty strong beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's... Yeah, you know...
Good times.
Even on tour, though, like, crazy stuff happens.
When I start doing dive bar reviews, you want to go do a dive bar review with me?
Oh, I'm down.
We're just going to get in a car.
You're going to drink.
Find a random bar somewhere. Like, We're not even gonna prep it. We're just gonna drive somewhere and land like we did New Year's. We're just gonna go to some random place we don't know and just like, hey, can we film in here and drink beers and review your establishment?
And they're gonna be like, "What for?"
And they're like, for my YouTube channel. And then you're gonna also bring your guitar and you're gonna be like, I'll also play a set if you want. Or you shouldn't even ask. You should just pull out your guitar, go in the corner,
just randomly start playing. I should get a foldable guitar that I can compact into a book bag and then like go to random places and then pull it out and be like,
we always joked about it when I used to do stuff with the boys upstairs, and I think they actually did it one night as a joke, and I wasn't there for it, and I was pissed. Where I was like, "Yo, you should just show up one night at a bar and just start setting up and
just
play."
Start setting up.
And they did. These fucking idiots did it. They did it at and they get booked there now. Like that's like a part they get booked.
Wow.
What's that bar that's down by like in Pottsville where you pass the police station, you're down by Wise, but it's still on the main street. It's like a really
talking about the Crimson House?
No, the other
used to be the Greystone.
No, the other. It's past the Greystone. It's still on that side of the street of the Greystone, but it's on the next block. It's that bar that everyone sits outside of, like by It's like in between Sarge's and the Greystone. It's kind of in the middle there.
I don't even know. I don't really go. I don't go to any bars.
They just set up and start playing, and everyone's like, "Did we book you guys?" It goes, "Yeah, we're here." And they just played, and then I guess people got pissed because they were ruining the jukebox, and people had money in the jukebox.
Oh
I have to hear the whole story, but Tom and Steve told me about it. I'm like, that is amazing. Also, if you want ABJ stickers, I left a whole stack of stickers at Fulton's Music Store. So if you are listening local and you want some stickers and you don't know where to get them, they're free. Just go to Fulton's Music and grab a couple.
Dude, I think I asked him. I meant to ask him. I was like, yo, if I get like, I have these pics. If I get more like made, can I just like put them here? Like you don't even have to sell them, or you could sell them for like $1 or whatever. Like I don't care. And I don't remember if he said yes or no. So I'm gonna have to ask him again and be like,
you know what I started doing for interviews, and I really enjoyed it, and I can still do it with Nikolai if I really reached out and figured out his schedule. But we were doing I was interviewing bands, and then I would have them do like an acoustic set, and I would film it, and then put the acoustic set on YouTube for like people to see. I want to do that again. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Did you do that before, or you just planned?
I did it with Tim. I did it with Tim did it in my kitchen. I did it with Beelzebub, and then I did it with Hootie Blah, and we filmed like a little acoustic set, and I was like, that was a lot of fun. I want to do that again.
I definitely remember the Tim, and obviously I remember Bob's, because when I saw Bob's, I was like, man, why have I never seen him live and still have yet to see him play live? I only saw him play one time, and it was Tim's headlining set. No, Tim's headlining set at the Yingling Mansion, and it was Bob's band. I think they're called Proper Punctuation.
It's Beelzebub and the Screaming Demons, and then they have another band where it's
it was the Screaming Demons. The other one's like
Rat Junk or something. I don't know. It's like
no. Hold on.
All right, go ahead. We're not live. Go ahead, Billy. Do your thing.
That's what it is. It's Goblin City Rat.
Goblin City Rat Boy. I knew it was Rat something. I knew there was a rat in the name. He's so good.
Yeah, I love that. I love that artwork. I saw the pin when they played in I always say Pilger, so I'm saying Pilger.
Pilgaroo.
Is it Pilgaroo?
Pilgaroo.
I always say the wrong thing, and then I say the right thing. And then I correct myself.
I mean, that's what I say. I don't know. I could be wrong too.
I don't know.
I hope the Music in the Mansion thing happens again. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. And you know what's really funny?
I think Tim wasn't able to run it anymore, and then it kind of fell.
Oh, and then they just stopped. Well, what's really funny was that's another like cool
breakout moment for you.
Yeah. It's just random moment.
Mm-hmm.
So that happens, after I come back from tour as well. Because it's literally within that time frame, right? 2020, 2021, something like that. Yeah, because COVID happened after that, I think. Or no, COVID happened during that.
It was, that was like COVID era where they're like, if we play outside and everyone stays away from each other, which we didn't, and then
yeah, that's a
we're all from School County, man. We just accepted death. We're just like
basically.
Yeah. Like, what worse can we're all poor.
You know
we
what's
have nothing going
crazy?
for us but music and beer.
You know what's crazy? I so forgot the whole mask thing. And this tour, we went to like places like DC, New York, where it's still very much a thing. Like there's still a lot of people wearing masks and doing this stuff. And
Do you? All for
I
it.
was terrified. I was like, wait, shit! Like I just forgot this existed because like no one here does that. No one here at all.
I always
does
have a
that.
mask in my bag if I need it, but like, yeah, I don't know like I said, I don't care about myself. I should
Well, the
probably
thing
care
is
more about
too, a
others.
lot of the stuff nowadays, I just stay. You know, I've always
Like,
given
oh, you're
people
sick?
their
I'm gonna stay away from
personal.
you.
Yeah, I've always given people their personal space, but like
Not me. I'm a kisser.
plus distance. If I know you, obviously, but I'm
No,
not.
I'll hug anybody. If I'm in a bar and you're like, hey, we make eye contact, and I say hi, I'm probably hugging you.
Oh my gosh.
I gotta
But
stop doing that.
yeah,
People
probably.
probably think I'm weird when I do that.
Well, I mean that, and audible diseases or something like that. Audible diseases, like you get a disease from talking to someone. I mean, you probably could at these
I always
stages.
say, dude, if I died, I'd be the greatest podcast that never existed. Like everybody would jump on my bandwagon. They'd be like, "Remember Blackwell? He was so good. I didn't follow him when he was doing it, but
I don't want to make like any statements, but Nirvana,
yeah,
Blind Melon. I love Blind Melon, but Blind Melon, I'm pretty sure, right? The lead singer died,
yeah.
and then
Sometimes when you pass away, it helps out.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's even crazier if like you weren't good and you pass away, and then people love you. But I'm not gonna.
Are you still saying Nirvana then? Because I really like Nirvana.
No, I love Under the Bridge by Nirvana.
Wow, that's disrespectful.
I love Snow, Hey Ho by Nirvana.
You know what? Now, just because you said that, so we're starting real quick. We're gonna be starting a not only music, movies, but me and Billy are gonna be kind of teaming up when we do like pop culture reviews. So we're gonna talk movies. We're gonna talk comic books, stand up. Like it's gonna be a little bit of mixing everything. But one thing that we're gonna add to it that I didn't do before, even in the past when I was doing pop culture stuff, is we're gonna add music to it. So we're gonna add like music albums, and Nirvana will be an album that you're gonna have to listen to. And
now you have to listen to Nirvana.
Now I'm gonna make you listen to Nirvana.
I'll listen to Nirvana. Maybe I'll just listen to covers. Bro, what?
That was that. You meant to do that. Don't even tell anyone you didn't. Look good.
Yeah, they didn't.
Wasn't as loud as I thought it was gonna be either.
Huh?
Wasn't as loud as I thought it was gonna be either.
Well, no, since it's the cardioid, like you would only hear it connected to something. So the fact that I like grabbed it and steadied it, yeah. So I got Liz.
Maybe the pop culture music should be like Nirvana based themed intro music.
Fuck off. Oh my god. I can't sing good, so I'll just mumble.
I hate that. I hate everything you're saying. As someone who can't sing good, but I like to have fun while I'm up there.
Oh my god.
That's me. You don't have to be good. You just gotta have confidence. All right. Donnie said I'm back. Did I miss the New Year's story? Let's just talk about it. So New Year's, myself, my wife who never leaves the house, our buddy Tyler, his girl, Angelica, all were like, we're going out. And Billy's like, hey, what are you doing tonight? And we're like, we're at Pilgrim. He's like, I'll be right down. Oh no, he goes, come pick me up. And we're like, every bar was closing at like 9:00. Every bar. No idea why. It was New Year's night. And we were like, well, there's a bar in Middletown, Middle something.
Yeah, Middleport.
No idea.
Yeah,
Middle something. And they're doing karaoke and a DJ. And what was
just a preference? Just a preference. Nobody was playing. Like there was no bands.
No
playing.
live music.
No music
nothing.
anywhere.
There was nothing happening.
That's which is ridiculous.
It was crazy, which doesn't happen in our area very often. But the DJ had a special name, and we're like, we're going to this because his name.
No, someone called him DJ Ass Eater, but that wasn't his
No,
name.
that was his legit DJ name. DJ Ass Eater.
No, when we
They
got there,
announced it at the bar. They're like,
different.
"That's DJ Ass Eater over there," and he's like, "Yeah."
No, it wasn't his name.
That's what it
bro.
was. You just reminded me. It was DJ Ass Eater. But
I looked at the sign and it did not
DJ
say
Ass
that.
Eater wasn't the DJ on that night. It was somebody else.
Oh, okay.
DJ Ass Eater owns the establishment, and he's a DJ every now and there. He's yeah. So we walk into this bar. We're immediately not regulars. They have no idea who we are. There's like pork in a crock pot. Like, help yourselves. Like I think Heidi ate some.
Yeah, I did too. Bro.
Did you? Was it good?
Dude, we were all pretty. No, not all of us.
Heidi was completely. Heidi doesn't drink,
drunk.
So she was completely sober. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, she's like, I think I'm gonna try it. And I'm like, I'm hungry. I've been drinking.
So this bar just like had a normal house crock pot full of.
Yeah, it was like we went to like a family reunion, but like no one remembered. It was literally just like a family reunion. Like, who's that amazing guy? And like, it's good.
Yeah, and then we go in and there's really nobody there, and nobody's like participating with the DJ karaoke guy. And I remember I just got a microphone. I was like, "Yo, man, sign me up." And I'm not even drunk yet. And I was just like, he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Give me Colt 45 by Afro Man." And that's how we set the night off. And then like once one person does karaoke, everybody wants to do karaoke. So we started getting a crowd, and then people were coming to sing. And then because like I just know the words to songs, I'm not very good at singing them. People just like, "Hey, get a microphone and sing this with me." I was like, "I don't know what it is." And then he played. I'm like, I can wing it. So I was just essentially, our table has essentially sang every single song that night. And then I think we were doing this whole bit where we sang every song like Tom DeLonge. If Tom DeLonge sang it,
it was just na.
Yeah, so it was like, when I was a young boy, my father, like we, the na.
Oh my god, I still do that. Like whenever I see Tyler out and like we're just chilling or like a song comes on, I'll just send him like fucking something and be like, na.
Yeah, that happens, man. You just get drunk and someone gives you a live mic and then you just do stupid shit. But yeah, so we just partied at this bar all night, and like I said, we didn't know anybody there. The bar didn't know us, and we left, and it was really fun. I don't know, just walking into some place where nobody knows you and you don't know them, and you just go in there and ball out.
And how did we even get onto the Bloodhound Gang thing? Like, who requested it?
Oh, the guy. I was wearing a Jackass shirt.
Oh, right.
And the guy came up to me and goes, you a fan of Jackass? I go, of course. I'm wearing the t-shirt, and look at me. And he's like, I think he said I look like Chris Pontius. I think that's what he told me. And then he was like, well, look at my tattoo, bro. And I looked, and he had a him tattoo. He had a him heart. Mm-hmm. I go, oh, dope. That's a him tattoo. He goes, you know where I got that? I go, where? He goes, from Bram's brother at the castle. And I went, oh. And he goes, don't you know who I am? And I go, no idea. And he's like, I used to play drums for the Bloodhound Gang. I was like a fill-in drummer.
Wild.
And I was like, really? He goes, yeah. And I was like, that's pretty dope. I'm like, yeah, I'm a huge Jackass fan. I like CKY tapes and stuff. And then he was like, yo, you're really entertaining tonight. Like, you were the one who really get everybody going and getting things going. And I was like, that's awesome. And at this point, I am drunk, and I smoked. And I was like, can you play Bad Touch? And he's like, really, man? And I went, if you don't have to if you don't want to. He goes, you know what? For you, I'll play it. And they played it, and then we all sang it. I don't know.
Yeah, we all sang it. We were dancing. Yeah. What was the Guns N' Roses song that came on where like I was pretending? I remember glimpses of me pretending to play guitar solo, and you and Tyler were like standing at the microphone, like doing this.
I don't remember, man. I got out of control,
dude.
But,
yeah.
It was we probably idiots, but we had a blast.
Yeah, it was amazing because we go there,
and then we were heckling him all night. We're like, he's like, I'm gonna play this song by this band. It's gonna be amazing. And he played. I'm like, that's the song you picked by this band? I was like, what a terrible song pick. And he's like, yo, what the hell? We were heckling him.
Is that funny?
Like, it was so this song. Skip
the
it.
only reason it was funny is because like we went there under the impression. This is like the second time that this has happened to me. I was having a panic attack on the first tour. And I just was like, oh man, I like just want to go lay in a bed or something. And Cheesefoot's like, oh, well, Nate has a bed. We can go to his house and like you can lay down in his bed. And I get there and it's literally unfinished. Like the house is unfinished. There's tools everywhere. And I'm like having this like anxious like moment. Like I don't know what's going through my head. I was just like zoning out. I was just like, I need to like lay down. I need to sleep. Like, I was on tour for like that first tour was literally a whole month, I think, like almost a whole month of shows in a row, and we had like 1 or 2 off days and maybe a few off days in between shows, but like we get there and it's literally just like we walk in and there's like saw on the ground, 3 metal chairs, like the most ridiculous atmosphere.
Just stud
like,
walls. There's not even like insulation.
Yeah, the most ridiculous atmosphere, and I'm just like looking at Cheesefoot, and he's just like, I'm sorry. Like, like that Cheesefoot, like, fucking, like, face. He's like, like, just starts breaking out laughing. He's like, I thought this would be better. But, like, this is the second time where someone's like, oh, we're going to go to this place, and it's going to be great, and it's going to be a fun time. And we get there, and there's, like, 4 older people at the bar and 2 other people, and it's just dead. And we go into then we're like, oh, there's another room. Maybe everyone's in the other room. So we go and walk into the other room, and there's no one. And then like a pole in the other side of the room. There's a stripper pole on the other side of the room. And and it was just the weirdest.
But the energy we brought made everybody else start having a good time.
Like, it made it better.
Yeah, everybody else came in and they're like, "Oh, these people are just having a blast," and they just started having a blast too. Like, they're my favorite moments when you walk into a place and then everyone just kind of like, "We want to have fun, but we don't want to make idiots out of ourselves." And then usually that's where insert us or our friend group are like, "We have no problem making idiots out of ourselves, and we'll just go do crazy shit." And
God. Yeah, it was a wild time. Like, so the only reason I believe that he was like a part of the Bloodhound Gang was like, I was like obviously I was really drunk because I was drinking since we got there, and I don't even drink like that.
You're
like, you know what I mean? I was just very
like one mixed drink with a double, you're good to go for like hours.
It was mainly because like Tyler's like, you want to drink?
I think we drank like 3 buckets of beers where they just put like
2, definitely 2. It was not 3 because
it wasn't.
There's no way. There's no way any of us would have made it home.
No, me and Tyler could definitely drink 2 buckets, 3 buckets of beer.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
We can get it done.
But I had to piss. So I went to the bathroom and like I knocked on the door and I didn't hear a response, and I just stood there for like 5 minutes. And the DJ like dude walks up and he's like, "You good, man?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think there's someone in there." And he knocks, and then he opens the door. He's like, "There's no one in there. Go pee." Like, and I'm
but
like,
it's also and there's 2 urinals that there's no divider.
Yeah.
You can just hold hands. And then there's like a broom closet toilet where
and
you can't even fit a human being in there.
He's like, "Bro, there's no one in here. I'm going in." He's like, "Come on, you gotta go. Let's go." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not going with you. That makes this weird." And he's like, "Let's go. You're being weird about it." I'm like, "No, you're being weird about it." And it's like a whole thing. I was like,
I've already shared a bathroom with like 6 people, and there's only one toilet.
The funniest thing is sometimes like he comes out, and as he comes out, Tyler comes up next to me, and we hold hands and walk into and we just did like pissing and singing the song that's playing.
Do you think like they look back and like, yo, remember New Year's when those random ass people came in here? Like, do you think we're talking about?
Yeah, we've never gone back.
Never.
I don't know if Tyler or Angelica have gone back, but me and you never went back to that place.
We're going to.
We should just go. Let's make that our New Year's thing and make it bigger every time. Like bring more people every time.
Oh my god, how awesome would that be if like Middleport became our New Year's spot?
Like they're like, we don't even know where these people came from.
We start getting people booking hotels out of the area, so they all come to Middleport.
Get Raz to fly from Australia.
I was listening to this podcast and I heard Middleport's the place to be on New Year's, dude. So real quick, Middleport is 3 streets. It's a road that goes past it, and then you drive into it, and there's 3 streets. Maybe
it's basically a gas
35
station.
Houses and a bar, and that's where we were.
I'm in.
Donnie's in. Donnie, next New Year's, we're going to Middleport.
That's amazing.
No, Donnie's actually really fun. Him and his girl are a good time. They should definitely, if we ever have a band night again, or if we all go out, that's somebody we have to hit up. Donnie's a good time.
Hell yeah. I know. I was watching the interview yesterday from yesterday, right? I'm not bad at math. Yeah.
Bad at math.
I was listening. Bad at math.
You're bad at calendars.
Yeah, bad at calendars. I was just listening to that, and then you being like, "Oh, your grandfather's name was Jeff or John or something like that." He's like, "Great, now I look like an idiot, bro." I was like, "Why?"
Actually, fun fact: the audio of the podcast, like the audio side of things, Adina just messaged me. She has the worst. Like, she has crazy timing. Like, you send her a message and she doesn't respond until like 8 weeks later.
Just
I think I'm one play away from 300 plays. Yeah, 299 plays audio.
Dude,
299.
Nice.
It's only been up since October. Like, yeah, I'm only doing it since October. So,
bro, that's crazy. And your YouTube shit is amazing.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
I love the fact that literally every month it's just been 100. So that's like good.
I don't think it's happening this month though.
Why do you say that? It's literally the second.
Yeah, but I think it's petering out.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I feel like it stalls and then it just like blows up. Like that's just how it is. Like I think you got it. I think you just I feel like that's a part of your process though, being like, nah, it ain't gonna happen. It's like your reverse psychology. Because literally every month you've messaged me.
And then when it happens, you're like, yeah.
Every month you've messaged me and you're like, man, I don't know. I don't think it's
Bro,
happening.
I got
literally every fucking month.
I got so bad, right? I went on Snapchat and I was bored as fuck one night, and I just like, you know how the quick ad thing?
Yeah, you just click added people and then
quick added like 1,000 people, and I was just like, dude, I'm gonna make my Snapchat, and I haven't really done it. I have to start getting back on it, but I was like, I need another form of social media, so I go on Snapchat, ABJ Podcast, if you want to follow me on Snapchat, and I just quick added thousands of people, and they're like, who are you? And I was like, sorry, bro. I just like ignored it.
Who are you? Sorry, bro.
But I would just be like, yo, here's my YouTube channel, or or the clips I put online. I would put the clips on Snapchat, or I would take photos like, hey, going live, and then I would put it all over Snapchat. And I think I got some subscribers through that, and then Omegle, and then just weird stuff like that. Like, yo, because Facebook, I have like 2,000 friends, and like 5 of yous follow me.
See, I don't understand that. So, like, I think it has to be Facebook's algorithm not showing you to all your friends. Because, like,
I don't buy that either, because I just got an alert from Facebook today that in the past 30 days, I've reached 23,000 people.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't trust Facebook's analytics at all, because, like, I'll show people things and be like, oh, when did you do this? I'm like, bro, I like posted this like last month, and they're like, what? And like people I frequently talk to, like Jeremy, even, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, how does that work? Oh, Donnie says he's one of the 5. I'm like 4 of the 5.
Yeah, you guys are
like 4 of the 5.
That's the problem. When you start booking the only people who actually watch you, then you lose all your viewers.
I try to share literally everything, and
it helps. I made money last month.
Do and shit. Like
I made $45 last month.
Anytime you post that I see it, I share it. Anytime Austin posts and I see it, I share it for his wrestling stuff. And just now with like Bree doing like her coffee thing, like I was sharing that like whenever I saw it, because I was like, oh shit, this is intense. And the fact, like, I'm pretty sure it's happening. So that's awesome.
Yeah. She messaged me and said, about 98% sure that I'm going to be starting my own coffee shop business. And I'm like, that's sick. I'm happy.
You need to interview that. You need to interview that experience with the crowdfunding and everything.
She is definitely on the list. We were supposed to do it, and then we both decided wait till after she has her kid, and also when she gets a little
good
more
after the less busyness. Yeah. That's
she's definitely she's on the list. Yeah. Speaking of money on Facebook, I just looked it up just to be fun, like see how to. So the end date of this campaign is the 16th, February 16th, and right now I'm up to $51.
What?
Facebook's on. If it ended right now, Facebook's going to send me They're gonna PayPal me $51.
So what is the campaign? Is that like your threshold time frame?
Yeah. So yeah, they have like a calendar thing where it's like from this month to this month is what your Facebook page does, and people who comment, people who like, people who share, you get generated into like how you generate money. So like right now with the $51,
Oh wow.
and
That's
it doesn't
awesome.
cost anyone anything. It's free money. Just so
Yeah,
you were
literally
one of
just,
the
like,
5 people who
watch
are
this, share this.
helping me make a couple extra bucks every month.
That's pretty sweet, dude. Like, yeah, like I made a post the other day just being about how like, because when I came home from tour, just to touch base on that, like it was such a great experience. It was such like a humbling experience, and I got to stay in some really wild places. Great, now my throat's like all messed up for no reason. It's just like this happens. Like this is like allergies or something. Like it just like builds up.
Or you have COVID. How you coughing while you're chugging water?
What do you mean?
That's talent. You were chugging.
Yeah, I was like clearing my throat.
How do you not die?
What?
Should have drowned when you did that.
I don't know. I maybe I'm broken. I like got like
Throat
a random like I have like 2 throats inside my body.
You're gonna no sell that. I feel it.
I didn't hear what you said.
I called you throat goat.
Oh my god. Yeah, you know.
You know. Yeah, you know.
Music doesn't always work out, but
yeah.
but yeah,
no,
I got
no spots I could take you.
I got to stay on like the floor. There's this dude, a random guy that like came to one of the shows, and he didn't even know our band, never listened to our band. He like loved death metal basically, so like all the shit that he listens to is like people screaming about like murder and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we were looking for a place to stay in DC, and he was like, I'll house you guys. But like it like came off weird because I think he was just like antisocial. You know what I mean? Like he was just like not a very social person. So he's like to us, we're like exhausted, and he's like being very like, are you sure you need like a place to stay? Like questioning, like, and like his whole thing was like, you know, don't make fun of me. You know, my apartment's kind of a mess. Like I'm moving right now, type of shit. Like just like very insecure about it. And he just kept saying that. He's like, you know, like we were asking him questions just to get to know him. He's like, you're not gonna make fun of me, are you? Like he just kept saying that. And we were like, no, bro. Like
in the fucking
we're like, no, bro. What are you good? Like, are you okay? Like, who hurt you? And like, it was just this whole thing of like, who broke down.
Beers, we'll take some photos.
We broke down the scenario, and like, once we got to his place, we're like, said that he was saying something about like working like for a bank or something like that. And we go into this building, and it's like he had to have a key fob to get in. And like the front of the building looks like this like mansion-esque like
and he's bringing 6 smelly, dirty punk kids in.
Yeah, for real. You had to have a key fob to enter, a separate key fob to enter the lobby, and another key fob to get into the elevator, and then your room key. And this dude's living in like a high life apartment complex, like
some from GTA.
$6,000, like $6,000 a month, like crazy rent. And you know, we're all like, why was he so embarrassed about this place? Like this place is
like last tour I slept on the floor with sawdust and Allen wrenches all over.
Literally thought we were gonna die at one point because this random dude showed up to a house show, and he was belligerent and drunk and just creepy, and he like was playing with like a butterfly knife like just in the corner, and I was like, I'm not sleeping here. Like I'm not sleeping
that
here.
Guy's got to go.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not comfortable.
Is his name Ben? That sounds like a Ben move.
No, it's not.
There's a lot of Bens. It could be any Ben.
No. But
you know how like people are like, oh, what? Here, there's a Kyle. Yeah, that's a Ben. That's a Ben.
It's just weird because like moments like that are super memorable that you can remember every detail. Like, so I remember he had blue hair. He had a hat, like a dad hat like this. He had like a jacket on and like black jeans and black Converse that were like had holes on the bottom. So it's like memorable moments. Yeah, he stabbed people with knives. And and like So it's like it's crazy that there's moments like that you can remember, like this like really sketchy shit, right? And then when you have like great moments, you can remember them, but not clearly. Like I remember us going to Niagara Falls and that being a great time on like the first tour, and I remember us like going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but like the only reason I remember like those moments is because it was like recorded. So it's like this is so off topic, but it's like why is your brain able to like grab onto like this evil shit, right, and hold it and be like you remember everything, and then the good channel it's like oh yeah, like that was cool. Like you know, like that's all
like
right.
trauma, and then like remember that time someone gave you a pizza?
Yeah, like remember like basically meeting
I'm
like
gonna remember that kid in middle school called me, a name, and I'm gonna hold on to that forever, and it's gonna trigger me every time I hear it.
Every time I hear this dumb name,
Bro, honestly, that's my new push going forward. Just not giving a fuck. Like, cool, you had trauma, awesome. So everyone else had trauma. I'm just gonna get over it because nobody else cares about it anyway. So why should I hold on to it?
So I so like
it's probably not healthy. Don't do that.
I so like agreed
what I'm
with
doing.
that
I'm not saying
for a
else
long time. I really like that was like that's like a big thing, like especially with like any type of platform that you're building.
Nobody likes me.
Well, any type of platform that you're building, you want people to like you so much.
I can care less anymore. If they like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't.
But like that's the goal, right? Is you want
the
exposure. You know what I mean? That's
I just try to be authentic as I possibly can. Like me outside of this recording, and I come off differently between my recording and then what I am in person?
No, there's not a difference. There's definitely like a character aspect. Obviously, you have to like, you know what I mean? You have to be more enthusiastic, I feel.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
like,
everybody.
Animatic.
Yeah.
Or else it's like, what are you bringing to this like podcast? Like, what is this? What is your podcast? If it was just like
for the last 52 minutes, we've talked about nothing but everything. That's that's kind of what I figured this is gonna be. I had no questions prepped. I was like, we're just gonna talk about nonsense for 2 hours.
I'm sorry,
we're not doing 2 hours again. We're actually ending it here in the next 10 minutes.
I was like, I figured you were gonna ask me questions.
Yeah, I wasn't. I'm dying today.
You're good, man. I'm not.
But I figured like we're gonna make content in the next like a lot more, and I feel like a lot of that stuff's gonna come out. So like, stay tuned if you want to know more about our friendship because we're gonna be recording it more.
That's the thing. I was so busy. I feel like for the next couple months, I feel like I have.
What are you doing next Saturday?
Next Saturday, I'm actually not gonna be home. I'm flying to Georgia on next Friday.
If any Saturday between now and then that you're free and I have an open spot in my car, you should come along. Remember how you said you were gonna like help me vlog?
Yeah,
you should do that.
Why does it have to be on a Saturday?
Because I'm booked every Saturday the rest of this month.
Right, but why not Friday?
Because I'm not going anywhere to vlog on a Friday.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like you're saying like
to go to the show. Oh, okay. Got you. Honestly, I thought you were just saying in general.
One of my favorite moments is like everyone probably thought I was talking shit with this whole wrestling thing. Like, yo, people are catching on. Like the Tornado Tag podcast is catching on, and everyone's like, yeah, whatever. And then me, you, and Cheesefoot went to a punk rock show at a wrestling venue in like Binghamton, New York, and we walked in and like 6 people were like, Anthony Blackwell, Tornado Tag podcast, and you're like, people know you. I was like, I don't know how. I've never been to New York.
I've never been to New York. Yeah, literally crazy.
Yeah, but I knew a lot of wrestlers that were on that show.
I love that though. Like, I think that's why it's so cool. So, like you were saying, like not caring about what people think is like that was my mentality for like.
Oh, I definitely do. I'm just trying not to as much.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying. Like, I for so long.
I'm not trying to be the tough guy. Like,
tried to like portray that this like not portray a character. Like that's generally how I felt. I was very apathetic towards like a lot of things for a while. And then like I did that tour, but then when I came home from the first tour, I was like just in it again because everything stopped and like there's nothing to do. And like that kind of happened for like a day when I came home from this most recent like last 4-day run or whatever. Because like I don't know, there's something very cathartic about. So like I knew Jake and I knew Nate and like Taylor. I've played with them before, but like I never played with Anthony, who was the fill-in drummer for this tour. And me and Zach have only played like a show together. So there's something really cathartic about meeting people. And Marshall, there was a photographer named Marshall, super cool dude. We literally hung out most of the time when we were in New York. We just walked around. Uh, Literally the coolest story is when we were in New York, everyone else was like very tired. Like they just wanted to sleep in the van. They wanted to sleep in. They didn't want to do anything. And like no shade or anything. They were just exhausted. They've been here before. Like this is nothing new to them in that sense of the way. But like me and Marshall don't go anywhere. You know, we live in our respective states and that's it. So we're in New York, we're in Brooklyn, and you're so used to people being like, "Oh, New York's like garbage, like people are shitty, like blah blah blah."
Everywhere you go.
Bro, we walked from the van, we get out and we go to like the bathroom, we get a drink, whatever. And he's like, "Where do you want to go, man?" I'm like, "I don't know." My girlfriend, Rachel, she's always like telling me about like TikTok things, and like there's like a TikTok trend back in the day where they would like follow a specific color. So I was like, all right, I see purple graffiti. I'm following purple graffiti. We found a rage room. We found like a mystery house thing. Meanwhile, looking for this bathroom, I'm like, I really gotta go, man. Like, I'm getting desperate. We see this guy walking into his house, and I'm like, yo, do you know of like a public bathroom I can use? Because this is New York and you can't go anywhere and find a bathroom. Like, it's just not a thing, you know, unless you're paying for something, like unless you're eating at a restaurant. And he's like, there's an art exhibit over there. They have a cafe. You might have to pay to get in, but you can like ask them. And we go up to the counter, and this dude's like, "Hey, what brings you guys like in today?" And I'm like, "Be real with you, I'm about to piss my pants. Like, where's your bathroom?" And he's like, "Oh, I got you. It's right down there, you know, turn right. You might have to ask for the code or something." And he's like, "But before you go, like, take these." And he gave us stickers, and the stickers allow you to go into the art exhibit. And I don't think it was free because there's like prices down, like prices on the thing. So he was just like, "That's art, baby," and like putting the stickers on our arms, like just like walk through. Like we don't even know if we're supposed to be here. At one point, we saw like an artist's room, and I looked at Marshall, and he looks at me, and he's like, "You're in a band, you're an artist," and we just walk in and like just act like. The key to everything is if you just act like you're supposed to be there,
no one asks any questions.
No one says anything. Not only that, if you act like you're supposed to be there,
fake it till you make it.
And you're on
my entire wrestling career.
You're on the phone, right? If you go somewhere, act like you're supposed to be there, be on the phone and be super pissed off, just screaming like random facts about like where you're at. Just be like, "Oh, this is supposed to be over here and it's not there." And
Forrest Gump should have never beat Pulp Fiction in '93 for best movie.
Yeah, and like people are just gonna be like, "Well, I'm not messing with him. Clearly, he's a higher up. I don't know what's going on here, but something's wrong."
That guy from Weezer's pissed.
Bro, that's mad funny. I still think it's weird I get that comparison because like I don't like see it as much anymore as I used to.
I do.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, I do.
But
that's why every time you have a guitar in your hand, I'm like, "Play fucking Say It Ain't So." That's your fucking free bird.
Literally everybody. Everybody's like, "Play Say It Ain't So."
And then you start playing it, and I get drunk and steal a microphone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, you did.
Yeah, your open mic night, and I just fucking bombarded it like a drunk asshole. That's fucking Black Diamond's fault. They should have never given me that many beers.
We have to touch on that. I want to end this story, but I want to touch on that really quick. Okay. So we go to this art exhibit, and then we follow Purple again, and there's an indoor skate boarding area that we didn't know about. It's just like there's just like a black wall and then like a door with a lock pad on it. So like you need to know the code to get in. And this guy is like leaving, and he just holds the door and looks at us, and he's like, You going in?" And we're like, "Oh yeah. And we walk in, and we're just like, "What is this?" And it's like the coolest, like, you know, like
enter like a kink fetish dungeon. You're like, no. "Fuck, we messed up. We went in the wrong door."
Did you ever watch the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie? like the live
Yeah,
action
like
one.
with the Super Shredder layer
Yeah,
where everyone's
the
skating
scene,
like in the air.
Yeah, like where it's like in the foot,
Yeah, the Foot
like
Clan,
place.
and everyone has like all their stolen radios.
Bro, that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like when
Like
we
little
walked
kids
into
smoking
this room.
cigarettes.
Literally,
Shredder.
literally, like it felt like this whole thing. And there's these two dudes walking out, and they're like dabbing all these kids up, and
Was there
like
a really
we just
scary
walk
Asian
in,
that was dressed like nobody else?
kind of.
Have fun, kids.
Oh my god.
I love this turtle so much.
These dudes are like leaving, right? These two dudes are leaving, and they're like giving everybody like high fives, like seeing like see you like next week or whatever, blah blah blah. And they like come up to us and they do the same thing to us, and he's like, "Yo, have a good shred." And I'm like, "Oh, is that we're supposed to skate? Like, I don't even think I'm supposed to be here." And he's like, "Oh, really? Like, we got you." And they took their wristbands off, put them on our arms, and he's like, "Just keep that and show it to them." So we got into two places for
free.
fucking free.
And
Not only that, all the while Marshall is like, "Oh, can I take a picture of you like to remember this and shit." Like, so we got like he has like so many pictures of just like strangers that we just met and like photogenic people, and like that was like the coolest experience of my life, is just like walking around Brooklyn, remembering everyone telling me how shitty New York is, and all these nice people being like, "Oh, you can go in this place you're not able to afford for free."
It's just it's the energy you put out, the energy you're gonna get back. If you walk into a neighborhood that like, dude, I've been in neighborhoods like, "Oh, you can't go to that neighborhood, you're gonna get killed," and like, you don't go looking for trouble when you go looking for a good time. You're gonna have a good time. That's what it comes down to.
That's how I am, and now with people too. Like, if people build you your personal view on someone versus someone else's personal view is never gonna be the same.
Oh yeah, you may
Because,
think someone's a piece of shit scumbag, and then the other person's like, "That's the nicest guy that's ever lived," and you're just like, "Oh, I don't."
And that's just it's a really hard thing to like.
That's the wrestling business.
Let go
in a
of
whole.
Any business, because everyone has a different. I think it's just like your character. You know what I mean? Like everyone has like a different view of who they want to be in their winning circle, and who they don't want to associate with. And so they just assume that like the people they don't want to associate with can't be up here with them. But it's like, do you realize like your talent doesn't matter if someone else's talent isn't better than yours, but is the talent that people want?
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I don't like say like, "Oh, I hate this music or that music." Like I used to be like, "Oh, I can't stand this band." Like Nirvana, like I don't care. Like I like it's fine.
Listen, I need an easy friend. And I'm always here with an ear to lend. All right. Well, listen. An hour. What we were gonna go back to? But you wanted to finish your story.
Oh, open mic.
Oh yeah.
Harry did
so one
of
the things I want to do that's on my list of equipment to buy is I want to buy. But the only problem is I have to spend more money to do it. But you know those speakers your grandfather has? They're Bose speakers, but they're like really thin and long. And you just throw them on a thing, and they're insanely good quality. And they're just like two of them, but they're probably like $1,000 a piece. I need to buy something like that.
They're PA. They're just PA speakers.
Anyway, I have to buy something like that because with my disorder, I can't lug around huge fucking. Yeah, they're probably expensive. The smaller things get, the more they are. But I want to get something like that because with my joint disorder, I can't just lug around speakers like that. You know what I mean? Like it'll kill me, and I'll fucking hate it after I'm done. But that is on my list of equipment I want to buy because we have a lot of bars in this area that want to do more open mics, and I enjoyed hosting them. You know what I mean? And I have a board that I can use. I have everything I can use. Like I can do PA stuff. Like I just need a PA system. But I want to start doing open mics again.
Gotcha.
And it would be cool to have a PA too, is if there were ever a situation where like, hey, do you want to do a live podcast? And they're like, yeah, I can do a live podcast, and I have a PA system to hook it up to that people can actually hear it.
You hear the conversation, while they're eating and stuff like that. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I hate live podcasts when the audio is like not great. There's like a bad PA, or it's like it sounds like a lunchroom speaker, and they're just like
sound like fucking It sounds like
It's just like
Charlie Brown.
Kenny.
Wah, 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 wah.
I was
But yeah,
thinking
no,
Kenny.
and that's my thing too. Is I'm always about the quality. I can't stand like I'll go and watch someone's live stream and I'll go turn it on and the camera looks like shit. Their audio is amazing and they have 16,000 people watching. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Like, why am I investing all my money into all this equipment to make it look good?
Like
Maybe
I
I
said,
just suck.
it's
Maybe that's what it comes down.
it's just people. It's literally just putting your shit in front of the right people. You know what I mean? Like, and the right people are never gonna be the right people that you think it is.
Yeah,
If that
like
makes sense.
I know that what I'm doing here with ABJ Podcast is not by any stretch of the means like a popular thing people want to sit and like. Oh, I'm gonna listen to two complete strangers sit and talk about stuff that I have no idea what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, or I'm gonna interview an independent wrestler I've never heard of before. But to me, like this is the content I want to make, and I know it's not for everybody, and I know I'm not gonna blow up because I'm not interviewing or chasing after big popular famous names, and I'm not doing clickbait, and I'm not doing like the trends. But like I'm making content that I like, and
That's like the hardest thing is because it's like you want to take advantage of things, and I feel like take advantage has such like a negative connotation to it. But
well, no,
you
there's people who
literally
take
have
advantage of things
you
like that.
have to take advantage of everything. You have to take advantage of your viewers, your listeners. You have to take advantage of everything that you can. And like that's the shittiest thing is like being like it's like magic. You know what I mean? Like it's just like a trick that you have to pull in front of people is like it's like a quantity thing. Like I'm doing something right now where like we're recording a bunch of episodes and then we're gonna put them out in like succession, so it looks like it's live every week. Not looks like it's live, but you know what I mean. Like it's gonna look like it's like happening, and it's like, oh yeah, next week's this guy, but like that's like a trick, right? Because people think, oh, that's like a conversation that they're gonna have, you know, next week or something like that, and it's all just like for archiving situation. I can't get like into it right now because it's not fully out there that it's like happening, but like it's a whole thing. And I want to say one more thing just and then you can end it. But everyone loves ABJ, Wrestling with Savage. Hell yeah.
I think like 6 people do. Well, that's enough.
I think like 6 people, but that's like every 6 people. So on this last tour, the guy I toured with, Anthony Barone, he's a very like famous isn't the word. He plays in famous acts, right? So like I don't want to name drop, but like All That Remains, bands like that, you know, big bands.
He's very, very good.
Yeah, he's an extremely talented musician.
The video you showed me, I was like, that's not human.
Yeah, he's an extremely talented musician. We can't talk about that video, by the way, because it's an NDA, so we can't comment on what that band is.
No, I don't remember. I just remember watching it.
Yeah, I mean, and we're also not sure if it's him. His name's just attached to it, so
it may or may not be
here
him.
nor there. Yeah. But he literally he is the coolest person that I've ever connected with, and my friends are like huge fans of him. And here I am just like meeting this dude, and he's just like a normal guy, and like everyone says that, like, you know, like everyone's just a normal guy. Every famous musician, just a normal person. But I asked him because like I've never gotten paid for music stuff. I've never made money doing music just because it's like my passion. That's just like my passion project. But like it's getting to the point where I'm like, why not? Like, what makes me less capable of making money than other people? And so like I asked him, you know, hey, like, I don't know my situation for this run. Like, I don't mind, like, if I don't get paid, but like, if I weren't to get paid and I wanted to, blah, 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 like, how do you go about that? And his best thing is like, dude, just be honest, man. Like, he's like, you're really young, you know, you're 23, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I was like 18 into my mid 20s before I realized, like, shit, I need to make money doing this. And I'm like, yeah, bro, you need to make money doing this. You're talented as fuck. And he's like, you may not think these aren't quotes, by the way, but like from what I can remember, he's like, you may not think what you're doing is like your job, but you took time away from your job where you make money to come and do these things. So you deserve what you're working towards. And you're putting on a show and you're setting up and you're breaking down equipment and you're not sleeping good because you have to get to the next show the next day. He's like, you're putting a lot of yourself into this, and people aren't always going to take that into accountability, and people don't realize that. Like
I learned
non-musicians,
that with commentary this year. I was like, yo, I can't come to your show anymore if you're not paying me. Can't do
yeah,
it. And they're like, well, we don't pay for that position. I'm like, well, then I'm not going to be part of that position in your company because there's probably another one up the street that will pay me for my work.
and that's no
No
like
hard feelings. Love you. Want your company to do amazing, but I just can't be. I can't be a part of it.
Yeah, and that's like what he's saying. He's like, even if you're friends or whatever, like you just need to like know that like this is a job, man. Like this is a career choice, even if people don't think it is. Like this is something you can do. This is what I do. Like, and it was so cool coming from someone that I deem,
Top tier.
a peer, and just for him to like be like that and like chill, and like we had a great time like the whole tour. We literally played Tony Hawk together. Like we just hung out. Like we were literally
you know who
buds.
pulled me aside and did that as well? There's 3 people. Maria and Mike Canellis Bennett. Maria Canellis Bennett and then Mike Bennett pulled me aside and they're like, so you're doing a lot here, man. Like you're doing meet and greet, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing commentary later, you're getting notes from everybody. Like you're fucking hustling. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you also do a podcast? Like, yeah. I'm like, how come you're not wearing like your podcast isn't being promoted? I go, well, because I have to pay for it to be promoted here. And they're like, nah, man, you got to change up your fucking, you got to change this up. You're if you keep doing stuff like this, man, people are gonna take advantage of you. And I listened to them, but I didn't take it into consideration because I was like, when you get into positions with music or you get into positions with anything you're doing in your industry, you kind of get the wool pulled over your eyes of like, well, they're doing you a favor because anybody will do what you're willing to do. And that's kind of the trick that it's kind of not really a trick, but that's kind of the mentality people like, well, if I don't do it for free, somebody else will, and then I won't get my opportunity.
Yeah,
you know what I
like
mean?
undercut situation. But I think it's more so like, oh, yo, Brian, what's up? 1 and 2, the remaster.
Yeah. But that's the problem is like, it's kind of like going to your job and walking up to everybody and go, yeah, what does everybody make here? And then when everyone starts finding out that there's pay discrepancies, everyone's like, wait, and then jobs like, you're not allowed to do that. It's like, technically we are.
Yeah,
and when more people start talking about it, people's wages change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's always like, hush, hush, don't tell people what you made. It's like, no, you should. You should talk about that kind of stuff.
And it's like, because what we do, what me and you do, that's like what I was saying before is like, oh, this is like my passion. So why am I getting paid for doing the thing I love to do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a weird thing to finally develop.
When you're not going to your best friend's wedding or you're not going to a family member's funeral, because you're dedicating the time into your craft that you wanted to make something, you should be getting paid.
Yeah.
Because there's people who treat this like a hobby, and that's fine too. Like, hey, I can't make this show because I want to go out to dinner with my wife. Cool, go to dinner with your wife. But I'm going to be the person here every single month who's going to bust my ass for you. And when you do that for so long, and everybody else kind of half foot in, half foot out, and you're there every single time, you should be treated differently.
Dude, I was so unsure if this was what I wanted to do when Jake messaged me at first. Like, I didn't even reply. Like, I saw his message. He's like, hey, we're doing this handguns tour. These are the dates. Can you do it? He's like, Taylor's definitely doing them. So you can just play guitar this time. And I just looked at it. And then, like, I think I called Rachel, or Rachel was with me at the time because this was during Christmas, and I was just like, what should I do? Because like, if I don't get paid and I'm taking off this time, I'm screwed. But I don't want to you never want to bring that up because it's people and that's like why I was like talking to Anthony and stuff like that. And like eventually, like we, everything was worked out. It was fine. It's not a problem. But like that's like where I am right now, where I'm like, oh, well, if I play shows around here now. But what I want to say is, like, Rachel really pushed me into doing it because she was like, well, you love music, right? Well, you do all this stuff. Like, she's like, I've watched you go from not having a show to the next day having a show and building a hour-long set in, like, a day. She's like, you could do it. Like, you may not believe it, but you can do it.
You should start doing more solo acoustic stuff. Like, you should be going to bars and playing solo acoustic shows.
Should be. I'm afraid to like contact people because like I want money and for what I'm doing, and I don't want to go for any less than what I want to like be paid. You know what I mean? And a lot of people tell me, "Oh, you can't get that." And I just don't believe that. I don't believe that
Don't
I
know if you don't
can't.
try, brother.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like I think I'm going to do that. I have a couple of things that I need to work through first. Like, I don't want to do it on my own. I would rather have like, a sound man there or like a secondary guitarist because like I don't like that. I don't like playing by myself. It just doesn't feel like good, I guess. Until I do it, obviously. But it's just more comfortable to have someone else to like conversate with when there's dead air or like tuning stuff like that.
If I was a good singer, I'd sing with you, and then we could definitely conversate between songs. It'd be like a Blink-182 show, making dick jokes all the time.
Oh my
But
God.
is there anything else you want to get out there? Anything you want to plug? Because we just hit the hour 15, and and if I keep this going, we will be here for 3.5 hours, and nobody wants that.
I do have a link tree in my Instagram and everything.
It's below as well, and it's also in my link tree.
Oh, it's in your link tree? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And my Instagram, Converse Kid. Everything's below, so I guess I can't plug all that. But I do have like a new song coming out soon, and I just you heard it. I just wrote a new intro for something.
The horror movie stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were gonna announce it yet, but it's really sick. I love it. Like it's literally.
I played it for Heidi last night. She really likes it too.
It's like the simplest thing, and I'm like, I actually, from writing that, wrote another riff that's like really killer, and I'm like kind of stoked to do an original, basically inspired by that like idea.
I love it.
So it's like. It's very very ghosty in my opinion, but that's
love that.
That's just how I feel. But
yeah, me and Heidi already have a list of horror movies we want to start doing. So as soon as we get the music, we're gonna start recording. And then, like I said, you're gonna be me and you are gonna team up a lot on the pop culture stuff. So whether it's video
I'm
games,
just
music,
like
movies.
I'm literally at the point where like so that's what when I came home I hit like this weird low thing. Oh, set no way. That's my friend. So one of the first covers I ever put on Instagram was a Muse cover, and they commented on the Muse cover being like, "How are you able to like play like that?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" I checked out their thing, and it was like all Muse shit too. So that was like the first like Instagram friend I ever made. That's so cool. Thank you for hanging out.
The name looks like a Final Fantasy character.
No, that's her name. Oh my God, that's
look at these guys, pull box pals.
Hell yeah.
Timmy boy.
See, we should have waited until 3. I should have been like, yo, everyone's in here now. Yeah. Now everyone's here. I mean, like,
no.
I'm glad everyone.
I thought like, we should go another hour. No.
That was such a long time ago.
Actually, I'm booking now podcasts for see how I'm turning like an idiot for March. So is it March?
This is the end. Yeah, this is
April.
Like basically the end of the stream. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you can go check out the rest of the content. Please subscribe; it would help me out a lot.
Yeah.
But in April, the days I'm recording is Tuesdays and Thursdays, and April, which is the 4th month of the year, one of the recording days falls on the 20th. Oh so Tim, gosh. If you're here, that's your episode if you want it.
Tim, if you're here.
I could not think of a better person to record an episode on 420 than Tim Mingle. So Tim, if you're still here, that's your date. But yeah,
started over. I missed most of it.
Listen, it's a whole lot of nothing, but a whole lot of fun. So if you want to check out the rest, please do. Like I said, if you like this channel and you like what we do, please join our Discord. Me and Billy are always in there entertaining the masses, and there's a lot more coming between me and Billy when it comes to pop culture reviews and things to talk about. If there's a movie you want us to review or a topic you want us to cover when it comes to pop culture, we're going to be your guys, and we're going to do a lot of fun stuff. So that's coming very soon as well. And then I'm doing my dive bar and brewery reviews where I just kind of go to different places and review it. Billy will probably join me on a few of those as well. But like I said, there's tons of content coming. Right now, I'm just pushing out the podcast stuff until I can earn the money I want to do to get the equipment I want. So if you guys want to support, links are below. There's T-shirts and all that fun stuff. New logo just dropped. So if you're from Pennsylvania, even if you're not from Pennsylvania, please buy this one because I think it'd be cool to just have people walking around with a 570 T-shirt on. I think that'd be dope.
sick.
Raz is buying one. He's gonna walk around Australia wearing that.
That's amazing. I do love it. I think that might be one of my favorite. I like the just black and yellow. Like it feels like a hockey puck jersey almost.
I think it looks like the Black Panther logo. That's why I'm kind of really into it.
Yeah, that too.
I just watched that movie, cried like a bitch.
Dude, okay, can we please talk about that really quick?
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Does it not turn into a horror movie like 20 minutes in where you're just
they try to like
happen, bro?
So the funny thing about that movie is like it's Disney, so they're trying not to like tell you what's happening, but they're showing you what's happening. Thousands of people died, like drowned to death.
Died.
Yeah,
bro, you watch people get shot. The spears. You watch the spears go into their neck. So like it's not even Disney doesn't care. Disney doesn't
But
care.
the way they do it is like it's still like a kid can watch it and it's okay.
Kind of. If I was a kid watching that movie, I would be terrified and scarred for the rest of my life. The scene where
Namor was so fucking good.
The scene where they're on the bridge without doing any like spoilers. They're on a bridge because there's like a crash, something happens, and they like get up, and all you see is this dude like a blue guy like flies up with a spear in his hand and he chucks it, and you see the spear go right into the camera and then into the person basically, and he's like pinned to the wall, and I'm like, what? And me and Rachel are like sitting there like, this is our date. this is our Christmas
even, like,
date.
WandaVision, like not WandaVision, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, like that was a horror movie at some points.
Yeah,
like when Wanda's chasing him and the doors keep closing and she's busting through the doors and her eyes are red, it was like that was Sam Raimi Evil Dead meets Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, it was so good. It was so good, dude. I love where Marvel's heading, and people are like afraid because like
they're saying this is the worst cinema phase ever. I'm like, this is a good phase. I really like it.
Bro, it's just like me and Rachel talk about this too. Like there's always people saying like Guardians of the Galaxy was a terrible movie. Like I always
Heidi's
hear
not
that.
a comic book person. She liked Guardians 1 and 2.
Yeah, and Thor Ragnarok, great movie. A lot of people shit on it. And I'm like, that's literally one of the best comic book films I've ever seen. In my opinion.
Actually, I thought Ragnarok was not as good, and I liked I liked the other Thor better, the one that everyone hated.
I did rewatch. Oh, you like Love and Thunder. Yeah, I like that
Christian
one.
Bale's
That was
villain
pretty
was
good.
sick.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was great. I love
I don't think they focus enough on villains, and it kind of bothers me.
I like how they interpret the whole kid thing, like where he like, that's what you're saying, like the villain where he like takes the kids because of the whole situation.
Yeah,
and like, yeah, you really feel bad for him.
We're giving people a little tease of our pop culture reviews. I like this.
you like really feel bad for him. I love when movies can do that.
Killmonger,
but it's also
Killmonger
scary.
and Black Panther.
That too, because you're like, bro. Obviously, he's
not wrong.
Right? Yeah,
yeah, he's not wrong. You kind of root for him. Yeah.
Oh my God, Love and Thunder, more like poop and shit.
See, I liked Love and Thunder. I thought Thor getting cocky and then becoming unworthy because he was arrogant and a piece of shit. Like I don't know, I was into it.
Yeah, and the whole storyline between the girl, I forget her name, but like just the lady. His girl,
Jane Foster.
Jane Foster, yeah. Everything with that was just super.
She got jacked for that. Natalie Portman got jacked for that movie.
For real, everything with that was so intense.
When the darkness creeped over the land, and it was like the black was.
Bro, that's
everything.
Terrifying, right? Like that's a nightmare film. That's a nightmare film for children. Like there's no way. And you see the scenes where the kids are like half asleep and like waking up and being like, "What is?"
I hate when they try to put too much comedy in the movies, and that's kind of that was Ragnarok for me.
I guess that makes sense.
It was too fun, ha 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 ha.
But that's what I mean by like comic booky is like almost splayed out like a comic. Like it jumps from scene to scene to scene to scene. Yeah, you know. But
James Gunn just announced the 4 TV shows and 4 movies for the DC universe that are going to be dropping, and that they're making a whole universe. They're rebooting the DC universe.
Oh yeah, I did see that. That's gonna be nice, especially Brave and the Bold. I hope that's a live.
Batman and Damian Wayne in the same movie, father-son movie with Batman and his son.
This mean?
Swamp Thing is coming back?
Does this mean that Titans like doesn't matter?
All
like,
that
is everything's like new canon?
All that stuff's gone. Supposedly the Edris whatever the hell Miller's Flash that they're still somehow gonna put out is going to be like his flashpoint is going to reset the DC universe.
He's just such a piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit, which just sucks because my only problem with the DC universe, and I'll say this right now as a huge DC guy, if they keep him as Flash, I don't think I can support it. He's a fucking garbage.
He's a garbage human being, but he's also literally one of the best DC characters in my opinion. Like he's literally plays the best Flash.
Yeah, I think the Flash on TV is good. He has a big ass head. He has a weird
big ass,
and the helmet just looks like a Funko Pop.
Bro, it's like I don't know. I can't. So I hated DC for so long, like film wise. Like I just didn't like Superman movies.
I hate Superman.
I loved. Did you watch? Oh my God, the evil
Snyder Cut.
No. There was like an evil Superman movie. Yes, dude. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
So insanely good.
The first movie that's going to kick off this new DCU is a Superman movie. And if the name of the comic book that they're going by is a film where Superman is he's mind controlled.
Oh wow.
And evil.
That's gonna be nice. Oh, so they're doing the like red
No, not full red, but he's gonna be under mind control.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. Hour and a half. We did it. That's a little teaser. If you want to hear us talk about movies and music and all that fun stuff, it's coming soon. And that'll be myself and Billy. And if Billy can't make it, sometimes we'll have some rotating people. But that's coming very, very soon under this channel. Thank you guys so much. If you're here, please, if you can't hit that subscribe button. We are on the quest of 600. If we can hit 600 by the end of the month, that'd be sick. Hopefully we get to 1K at one point. 515 today. So we did have a few people subscribe. So thank you so much. Check out the Discord. Follow on all social media, Anthony Blackwell Jr. Follow Billy everywhere. On the link tree below, and let's keep growing. Like I said, share this page out and say, hey, go follow this page and support these jabronis. Also, Billy has a Twitch stream, and he should have more people watching him play video games. So subscribe to the Converse Kid on Twitch and show him love as well. But that's gonna do it. And it's weird to say this because I'm gonna say it with you here.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Outro music by the Converse Kid, Billy Trey.